All right, we're going live here. Doing a live stream this morning. I just ate some breakfast, so I figured why not have some fun and get up with you guys a little bit here. Yeah, so whoever's up at this hour, you know, hey DJ, what's up? DJ in the house. How's it going, man? Yeah, I just ate breakfast and figured why not do a live stream this morning. Doing good. Doing good. I just uploaded last night a couple of reviews for The Unforgivable and the Cuffs. I don't know why I'm blanking out. Matt Singer, what's up? Yenko. What's up, Yenko? Hope you guys can hear me okay. But yeah, I woke up probably about an hour ago. Got up and, checked my YouTube, and I figured why not do a, live stream this morning, catch up with you guys a little bit. And I picked up some breakfast. I got some Bojangles. Yeah, I don't know how many Bojangles, you guys have around your area, but it's good. But as far as what's coming up, I'll be reviewing Escape from New York and Escape from LA. I'm working on reviews for those movies because there's something coming up that has to do with Escape from New York. So I'm sort of, teeing up for that. And I wanted to go back and revisit the movies. So I'll be reviewing Escape from New York and Escape from LA. Those are the next reviews. You got snow last night? Yeah. We got a little bit of snow. It started off as snow and then it turned into rain. This was yesterday. And it was just raining all day. And now they're calling for more snow, possibly this Saturday. So we'll see what happens. Favorite breakfast? I can't even talk right. Favorite breakfast cereals? I used to love Reese's Puff cereal back in the day. I don't eat a lot of cereal now, which is funny. I just don't eat a lot of cereal like I used to. Back then, Reese's Puff cereal. What else? I don't know. Usually I had like 2 or 3 favorites and that was it. But I don't eat a lot of cereal. Not nowadays. So we got 3 people so far in the chat. But yeah, like I said, Escape from New York review coming up. Escape from LA review coming up. And then after that, like I said, there's something coming up that's tied to Escape from New York, and so I wanted to go back and revisit those movies. But yeah, who would I cast for the Netflix Assassin's Creed TV show? I don't know. I never played the game, so it'd be hard for me to, lay out some ideas. I've never played the game. I've seen gameplay of it, but that's pretty much it. Let's look at some movie news here, see what's going on in movie land. Probably nothing. Nothing to write home about. Fans want Scream 6. How about no? Who would I cast for live action Earthworm Jim movie? I have no idea. I mean, excuse me. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, man, I haven't seen that show in such a long time. I know it is on Tubi. It's on Tubi, believe it or not. But I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. Scream 5 is making big bucks. Yeah, apparently. I mean, I'm not watching it. I just have no interest in watching Scream 5. Nothing about it for me just makes me want to go to the theater. Well, to be honest with you, I haven't seen Scream 2 through 4. So I know I have some catching up to do, but so I'll be missing out, as far as you know, like I've seen the first Scream. I love the first one. And I have all 4 Screams in a 4-pack. So I got all of them. I don't know what my excuse is. I could just sit down and watch them. But yeah, I mean, I just even from the trailers, I mean, I know who dies. That's not when you go back and watch the trailer, that's not much of a surprise. But yeah, so I just have no interest. But it's Scream. But you know what? We've been down this road enough where they bring back franchise after franchise, Ghostbusters, Bill and Ted. You look back over the past year or two, how many franchises have they brought back? How many of them have fall flat on their face and what have you? I'm surprised nobody's talking about Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Do you think they'll make a Hatchet TV show? I don't know about that. I doubt it. But yeah, I'm just kind of, scrolling through the news here. Let's see here, kind of. So we got 2 people in the chat still. I'm looking at this list right here of Michael Keaton's best movies, and this article is from 2 days ago. And let me see, 9 Mr. Mom, 8 Beetlejuice. I'm surprised that's not higher. 7 Batman. Really, I'm surprised that's not higher. I'm surprised that's not number 1 or 2. Batman Returns is higher than Batman. Yeah, I could see it. Dumbo's at number 5. Out of all the movies, they put Dumbo at number 5. Number 4, The Founder. Yeah, I like The Founder, but number 4 of Michael Keaton's best movies, above Batman and Beetlejuice. Toy Story 3 at number 3. Spider-Man Homecoming at number 2. And Birdman at number 1. It just shows you how much, whoever wrote this article, and I get it's subjective. This Richard guy. I mean, come on, you put Spider-Man Homecoming above Batman and Beetlejuice. The Founder above Batman and Beetlejuice, which I like The Founder. It's a good movie. Dumbo? You put Dumbo above Batman? See, this is why I can't, lists like that I can't take seriously. I take with the big spoon of salt. What would be my ranking of Michael Keaton movies? I mean, well, my top 5, Batman, Beetlejuice. Then after that, I would say, I love Night Shift. I could put that at number 3. Number 4, Um, gosh, probably Mr. Mom. And number five, I could say, I don't know, Pacific Heights, or there's some ones that the Dream Team's good, but I don't know if that's a top five. Um, and there's some ones that I haven't seen, like One Good Cop. I haven't seen. I haven't seen Gung Ho, but I've heard about him. But I mean, my top five as of right now, I would say, like, Pacific Heights, because it's a different performance. After that, I would say, Mr. Mom, Night Shift, then Beetlejuice, then Batman, or Batman Returns. I forgot about Batman Returns. So I could push off, Pacific Heights and throw in Batman Returns. So like Batman Returns, Beetlejuice, Night Shift, and Mr. Mom. But that's why you can't take lists like that seriously, because people just don't have a full grasp of movies from the past, and they're just very selective, and they only think about the last 10 years, and that's where their head's at pretty much. But yeah, so again, I can't get real mad at that. One, it's subjective. Two, they just don't know. That's just, they just don't know. All right, how about this one? The 10 best heroines from the Alien franchise. I mean, well, I don't know if I want to go into that one. Let's skip that one. You think Damn. You think Blumhouse remake of The Thing will be a legacy sequel to John Carpenter's The Thing? Why? I mean, are they even making that? We've already had The Thing prequel, which was pointless to begin with. We didn't need to know what happened to the camp, to the Norwegian camp. We've had that before. Leave it alone. Blumhouse, leave it alone. We don't need any more. Just like, we didn't need any more Halloweens. There's nothing more you can do with The Thing. That's the problem. But Hollywood, they're not gonna leave it alone. They're just not gonna leave it alone. So yeah, I'm just kind of skimming through some movie news here. And again, I know it's early in the morning, so there's not, people. I don't know how many people will join up here in the stream, but for the 2 people that are watching, thank you. I know it's a weird time to do a stream, but I figured why not. John Cena's Duke Nukem. Don't stop. Don't do that, please. Yeah, I've seen the costume, the new Batgirl costume. Whatever. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4 script was fully written before the sequel was canceled. Okay. Yeah, Junebug, I just started streaming about 15 minutes ago. And I know it's a weird time, like over here, it's like 9:30 in the morning. Usually I don't stream this early, and, so I don't know how many people will join in, but, I'm just having some fun here. You think comedy? Damn, my voice is changing. See, it's early. You think Comedy Central's reboot of Ren and Stimpy will have a middle-aged Ren and Stimpy? Hope to God not. Can we stop with the reboots, please? Is there anything new about that? Like, I haven't heard one thing about the Ren and Stimpy reboot, but we don't need it. Yeah, I saw this trailer. I'm looking at this movie news right here. this trailer called Last Looks with the guy from Sons of Anarchy and Mel Gibson. Didn't look anything to write home about. Hey, movie and TV show. How's it going, man? Yeah, just figured why not do a stream this morning and chat with you guys here for a little bit. But thank you for dropping in, man. I would love to see Sons of Anarchy. Well, there's this new movie I saw the trailer for. It's like a murder mystery with Charlie Hunnam. Is that how you say his name? And Mel Gibson. And Mel Gibson has an accent in this movie, and I'm like, it just doesn't look anything. It didn't look interesting to me. But anyway, Alan Richardson. I can never get his name out. He should play Duke Nukem. Yeah, why not? Justified revival on the way of Netflix. I look forward to that. I do like Justified, actually. I've seen a little bit of the show that was on Netflix back in the day. And that's a show that I really like. I've seen a few episodes, and I would like to pick up the show. But yeah, so there's a revival of that coming. But I think it's going to be a limited series. Should they make a Wayne's World cartoon? Wasn't there one back in the day? I could be wrong, but there was a cartoon for everything back in the day. Bill and Ted had a cartoon. Back to the Future had a cartoon. The Mask had a cartoon. Dumb and Dumber had a cartoon. So how would a Ted cartoon work? I would not be interested in watching that. I'm not the biggest fan of Ted. I saw it when it came out in the theater, but I'm just not the biggest fan of Ted. But yeah. So see what else is going on here. The best parody movies of all time. So this is a list from 3 days ago. Let's see what they have here. 10, Scary Movie. 9, Hot Shots. 8, Austin Powers Trilogy. 7, Walk Hard. 6, The Naked Gun. Again, this is a list from MovieWeb. 5, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. 4, This Is Spinal Tap. 3, Blazing Saddles. 2, Monty Python, Holy Grail. And number 1 is Airplane. I like Ted, but Paul is better. Yeah, I've never seen Paul, but I've always wanted to check it out. Yeah, it would have been nice to see a Wayne's World cartoon back in the day. That would have been cool. Why not? Paul was released around the same time Fast 5 was. Both movies were made in 2011. Yeah, I remember when Paul came out. 2011, I was still working at the theater. So there's certain movies that I remember that came out at the time, like Paul, that I never got a chance to see. Fast 5. Yeah, 2011, between 2010 and 2012, early 2012. Yeah, I was working at the theater. So I remember when some of those came out. Man, I can't believe it's been that long ago. That's kind of scary. How would an American Pie cartoon work? I don't know. I don't know. If they could, I'm trying to I don't know if I would want to see it, to be honest with you, but they're still doing Family Guys, so I'm surprised Blazing Saddles is on that list, because I'm surprised They have not tried to cancel the movie. Yeah. This is from 3 days ago. They've on movieweb.com, they've in fact, let me go back and see what they say about Blazing Saddles. Usually touted as a movie that could only be made at the time of its release, Mel Brooks, Blazing Saddles, parody of the Western genre is filled with gags and set pieces that didn't pull any punches. While the language was as blue as it gets, the message was delivered brilliantly by Mel Brooks and the cast. This wasn't some singing cowboy movie. This was the Wild West, presented unapologetically. See, it's early. I can't get words out. But yeah, so Blazing Saddles made the list. How would a Behind the Mask of Hatchet crossover? I don't know if that would work. But yeah, Blazing Saddles made that list. Ridley Scott says reading great reviews can be dangerous for directors. The worst thing to do is to read your critique, and it's great. That's very dangerous because you think you're walking on air. What I've learned is you're never walking on air. You're always slightly dotty. I always think I don't quite know everything. And I get that. If only filmmakers today can read that and, but, it's just not going to happen. Because a lot of filmmakers today think that, their stuff, their shit smells like roses. And, if you don't like my movie, then I'm going to take it to Twitter with my verified blue check mark and, blame toxic fandom for what have you. But it's weird. I mean, isn't this the same Ridley Scott that, went off about The Last Duel saying that it flopped because of millennials? I don't know. Just Ridley Scott, I liked Ridley Scott back in the day, but it's time to relax, Ridley. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I get that, reading great reviews can be dangerous a little bit, but yeah, Ridley Scott, I think you've done enough, to be honest with you. Should they make another Tenacious D TV show? I've never really seen I've never seen the Tenacious D movie. I haven't seen a lot of that stuff. So honestly, I've learned that as a filmmaker, I don't make the movies for the public. The movies are made for me. And if other people enjoy them, cool. If people don't, cool. That's true. But, and by the way, Junebug, I did hear back from Jack, and I'll be emailing you soon that information regarding the discussion that's planned. So we'll get together on that. And actually, funny enough, speaking of Jack Craven, I just got an email from Jack Craven. So that's pretty cool. Live. Shout out to Jack Craven. Great guy. So regarding Best Movies Never Made podcast, and he sent me a link about Fred Decker's unproduced reboot / sequel to Cliffhanger. So I will give that a listen, Jack. Thank you, Jack, a lot, for that. And again, big shout out to Jack Craven. But yeah, Thank you, Jack. If you're out there, thank you again. It was great to hear from Jack Raven in a live stream. Well, I mean, during the live stream. But yes, Junebug, I will shoot you an email later. Yeah, it would have been cool to see a Wayne's World cartoon, back in the day. Like, it totally would have made sense back in the day because, I don't know why I'm not drinking water, so that's probably not the best thing. That I'm drinking soda, um, but I'm pretty much over it as far as being sick. Um, but yeah, I mean, back in the day, it would have made sense because again, they made a cartoon for everything, for every movie. Sadly, I think the reason why Ridley Scott keeps working is that if he retires, he will die. He's one of those people. Yeah. Do you think that Bruce Willis really deserved the Golden Raspberry Award for his performance on The Siege? The Siege is not a bad movie. Um, it's actually a very, interesting movie when you go back and rewatch now. But no, it's not. He didn't deserve that. I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's not my favorite Bruce Willis movie or favorite Denzel movie, but it's a good movie. Not many people talk about The Siege. Swap roles, Stallone and Bruce Willis. Okay. I would like to see if I had to swap Stallone and Bruce Willis. I would like to see Bruce Willis in Daylight. I think he would be. I think he would work in that. And Stallone, I would put Stallone in The Fifth Element. Why not? Speaking of Denzel, he said he'll be filming Equalizer 3. Yeah, I heard about that. Apparently, that's his next project. Do you think we'll ever get a Green Day biopic? And if we do, who'd you cast for it? I don't know. I mean, I don't mind Green Day. I don't know if we'll ever get a biopic, but I don't know who I would cast for that, to be honest with you. Let's see what's out there in movie land again. Don't care about the Peacemaker show. Nothing about that. It's funny. I did see the Suicide Squad. Speaking of. Damn. John Cena was actually tolerable in that movie. Like, I hate John Cena, but he's actually tolerable in that movie. And Joe Kinnaman, the Suicide Squad, yeah. I can't stand those guys, but they're actually tolerable in the Suicide Squad. Why do people hate on Nickelback? I'm not sure. I know they're often, the butt of the joke, but it's a good question. Did you know that George Lucas originally wanted a black guy to play Han Solo? Interesting. That would have been cool. Glenn Thurman. I don't know who Glenn Thurman is, but that would have been interesting. Should they make a Nickelback biopic? I don't know about that. Let me go to. Who cares about this new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? What if Rob Zombie made a dark and gritty Scooby-Doo Harley Quinn movie that ignored the Suicide Squad? How about just have Harley Quinn and like if you made like a Scooby Doo animated movie, just have Harley Quinn appear in it. Why not just do that? Little DC crossover. You don't need Rob Zombie in there, but that's an idea. Denzel says he's going to move slow in The Equalizer 3. He can't do action movies much more. He's getting to that point like Tom Cruise and Liam Neeson. Well, he's actually older than both of them. So I can understand Denzel wanting to take it more easy now. I think he's going to be what, 68 this year? So, take it easy, Denzel. I love you as an actor. I love you as an actor, but actually, you know what? Liam Neeson's older than Denzel. That's right. Liam Neeson's going to be 70. That's crazy. Yeah, he's older than Denzel by a couple of years, and he's still doing it. He's got this new movie coming out. I forgot the name of this new Liam Neeson movie, but he's got that coming out. So, even at 70, Liam Neeson's still doing it. But Denzel, I mean, just do something else. I mean, I'd rather just have him do something else besides, Equalizer 3. I didn't see the first two, but why did that need a franchise? I'm just saying. I mean, why did the Equalizer need a franchise? I want to see the Motorhead biopic. What if John Cena made a cameo in the next Tenacious D movie? But I don't know if they would ever make another one. Like I said, the movie that they made back in the day, I've never seen, but I've always heard about it. But yeah. See, Neeson's newest movie is Blacklight and Memory. Both movies will be released in 2022. Yeah, I saw the trailer for Blacklight, and that's what I feel about it. I mean, Liam Neeson, he's not at that Seagal level of direct-to-video, but is it going to theater? This new Liam Neeson movie, Blacklight, I don't know if it's going to theater. But the thing is, Liam Neeson now he's so wrapped up in that persona, ever since he did Taken. And I love Liam Neeson. But it's like, now he's kind of stuck in that position where he feels like he has to put 2 or 3 action movies out a year. I mean, he's not at that Seagal level yet. He's not, Steven Seagal, but or Bruce Willis. But, I don't know, it just seems like, the quality is starting to really dip more and more. The only reason they're making this Bel Air reboot is because there were a couple of years ago, there was this, because now we have to make it gritty and, updated. And, people out there are saying, oh, give it a chance. I'm sorry, it just does not work. Fresh Prince of Bel Air as a gritty reboot or realistic does not work. Yeah, I caught myself because I had to think about it. I'm like, wait a second, Liam Neeson's older than Denzel. What am I talking about? So Liam Neeson is going to be 70 this year. Denzel is going to be 68. Tom Cruise is going to be 60. And it's kind of sad too, because, you look at those actors, these actors that we look up to, a lot of them are getting mid 50s, late 50s. Now we're getting into the 60s. There's not going to be, Hollywood is not putting out, top quality actors, or they're not building the next line of quality actors, that can do a little bit of everything, like a Liam Neeson, like a Denzel. Why didn't they make a movie together? That would have been cool. Like back in the early 2000s, why didn't Liam Neeson and Denzel make a movie together? That would have been cool. Yeah, SNL made a sketch about a dark and gritty Urkel. Yeah, I saw a thumbnail for that. Um, I hope Blacklight is a better action film than Black Cat. Yeah, Black Cat did not look interesting to me. Chris Hemsworth, I don't mind, but Black Cat looked boring. Yeah, it just looked like a bore fest. That's what I heard. It's a bore fest. Who should be an Equalizer 3? George Lazenby actually created the TV show and everything, but he couldn't do the TV show because of a contract dispute. Long story. Okay, I didn't know about that. The Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, I'm just looking at movie news. No one's really, nobody's really talking about the Book of Boba Fett. The stuff I've heard about it. Just kind of skimming through news and stuff. Who would be surprised if a Robot Chicken made a sketch about a dark and gritty direct sequel to Alf? No, I would not be surprised. That's one, like they're bringing back all these TV shows, like Quantum Leap, which they're bringing back. I mean, what else? It would not surprise me if they try to bring back Alf, but it's not going to be a guy in a suit. It's going to be CGI. It's going to be a CGI Alf, and he's not going to eat cats because we can't have that in this culture. He's going to eat celery sticks. Yeah, they're not going to have Alf eat cats because that's that's outdated. So we're going to have Alf eat celery sticks and avocado toast. Blu-ray news is here. Dreamer with Uncle Kurt and Dakota Fanning is getting a Blu-ray treatment. That's cool. I've never seen Dreamer, but I've heard about it. And yeah, speaking of Kurt, it was great to go back and rewatch Escape from New York and Escape from LA. Again, reviews for that coming up soon. Let me look on Screen Rant. No Way Home could launch a Spider-Girl spinoff in Maguire's universe. Come on. Can we stop? George Clooney says theaters don't want to release his movies anymore. Sometimes the originals are better. Yeah, exactly, DJ. I definitely agree with that. I mean, sometimes it's best to just leave it alone. Quantum Leap, even though I have not seen the finale of Quantum Leap, but I know what happens. But that goes for everything. Sometimes it's best to just leave things alone. Don't bring them back. Leave them in the past. It's funny. Hollywood says that we're the ones that, we are the ones that are stuck in the past and we need to get out of our nostalgia fandom. But, you keep going back to the nostalgia well and you keep digging up these, properties. You keep digging up these IPs and, insulting the fans and making us, bitter, jaded, whatever you want to call it. Do you think the one reason why these action stars of the past do not want to play mentors is because they don't want to admit the fact they're old? Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, you look at guys like Sly and Arnold, at this point, that's what they should play. They should play mentor characters. Sean Connery did that quite a bit back in the day. When you look at, his movies like Highlander and, he was a mentor in that. The Untouchables, kind of a mentor. The Rock, his character is kind of a mentor. But they should just take a page from guys like that knew when to step aside and to give more spotlight to this leading guy, to this lead actor or lead actress, where they can be a mentor, to the next lineup of actors, build them up, build up the next line of actors, by playing more mentor characters, and it makes sense. Or just, go outside the box. Like, perhaps you could do a comedy. I'm not talking about in the case of Arnold, do Twins 2, but something like if Arnold and Sly did something like Grumpy Old Men in that style, I would be down for that. They could do something like that where they can make fun of themselves. And I'm not saying like, what Sly did with Grudge Match. Don't do it like that. But again, either you can have them play mentor characters, that okay, I can understand because these guys are older. Arnold, Sly, they're in their mid 70s. This is not 1985 anymore, unfortunately. And as sad as that is, this is not that era anymore. These are guys that are in the mid 70s that, at this point in their lives, it makes more sense to either, do more mentor roles, characters, or do something outside the box, or you could step behind the camera, direct more. Stallone has directed plenty of movies. Just do that. So yeah, that's a good question though. Despite my issues with Disney, I can't complain because I got Disney Plus, for free parents account. I'm actually enjoying the Book of Boba Fett. Okay. I mean, I liked The Mandalorian. But yeah, I don't know, just some stuff that I've heard about the Book of Boba Fett. I don't know, maybe I'll give it I do have Disney Plus, but it's not my account, but I can watch stuff on there. Which James Bond film had the best ending? Um hmm. I'm not sure. I mean, every James Bond film had, entertaining third acts. I mean, on Her Majesty's Secret Service, the ending was sad, but um, I don't know if I have a favorite. That's a good question, though. What if Eli Roth remade The Giant Claw? I would not want to watch it. Yeah, I'm glad you like the new Boba Fett series, and don't get me wrong, I like Disney, but they have declined in quality. Yeah, I mean, and again, I'm not paying for Disney Plus, but I do have it, so I can watch stuff, and um, but it just seems like okay, The Mandalorian. There's been a lot of good word of mouth, and people have enjoyed the show, and it just seems like they're trying to recapture that lightning in the bottle, so to speak, and but they fall short when they try to recapture uh, the popularity of the Mandalorian. But I mean, even again, like you look at some of the other content on Disney Plus, and I'm like, I don't see what's exciting. At least Jason Statham makes tons of great movies. Yeah, I mean, I like Jason Statham. I mean, I'm not saying that they're all winners, but Statham, he's actually, you know, still doing this thing. What if they made a Mork and Mindy movie? Who would they cast? I would not want to see that because you don't have Robin Williams anymore. I would not want to see it. Robin Williams is not around. Oh, but I skipped the question. Actors who should have directed a movie. I mean, I don't know. I mean, DJ asked that question a while back. I'm not sure. I mean, there's some out there, but I just can't think of any right now. I'm looking at the future as far as movies, better technology for cameras, also better technology for surround sound systems, like with my heroes in the industry, did Walt Disney and George Lucas. Do you think a Duckman movie will ever be made? I doubt it. But the original 1960s Mission Impossible series is on Blu-ray. Oh, that's cool. I've never seen that. The original Mission Impossible. Yeah, I'm just looking at some movie news here. Yes, honestly, I think Stallone, if he became picky about his roles and wanted to direct more, he has a talent like a Clint Eastwood. Exactly. I mean, you know, there's something that Stallone can do. I mean, take a page from Eastwood. Even now, I mean, Eastwood's pushing. He's pushing it. He's up there in age, but the thing is, he knows when to slow down. He knows when to take a step back and say, okay, obviously I can't move like I used to. This is not, Dirty Harry. Um, so he takes on more dramatic roles, like the Mule, which was good. Cry Macho, I thought was okay, but you know, but again, Eastwood knows when to again sort of step off, not step off, but take a step back a little bit, because of age. Even now, Sly should, take a look at that. Look at what Eastwood's doing. Like take a page from Eastwood, step behind the camera, direct more, do more dramatic performances. You can't act. I mean, Compland's a great movie. You've done it before. You can do it again. And I know apparently he's doing this new mafia show from the creators of Yellowstone. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, something like that, where again, for Stallone, it's not going to require you to do a lot of, big action scenes or, a lot of even more damage to your body. Like how many injuries did he get on the Expendables, the first movie? He broke his neck. He had, like what, 12 injuries. And you look back over the past, even 15 years, from working on Rambo 4 and the Expendables and all these movies where, he's added more injuries to his body. So again, for Stallone, you've done enough as far as that goes. So just do something different. Step behind the camera more, take on more dramatic performances. Will Clint Eastwood direct the next Piranha remake? As weird as that sounds, that would be fun. I just want to see Eastwood, take a 44 Magnum and blow away some piranhas. Can we have that? Can we get that movie? Did I like Blood Work with Clint Eastwood? I've never seen Blood Work, but I do have the movie. But yeah, I've never seen blood work. Let me see here. Again, I'm just kind of going through a little bit of movie news here. Still seeing what I can mention. What if Hollywood made a film called Angler, which would be a spinoff of Piranha? I would not want to. I don't know about that. And once again, so many actors in the past have starred in many Warner Brothers movies. Mel Gibson, Clint Eastwood, Steven Seagal, Stallone, Kurt Russell, and even Wesley Snipes. Yeah. If Bruce Lee lived, do you think he would have worked with John Woo? Yeah, I think that would have been. I think that would have happened. I mean, that would have been awesome. Can you imagine like before, maybe in the late '80s, early '90s, if Bruce Lee had done something with John Woo, that would have been awesome. I would love to have seen that. So apparently, Ridley Scott was asked to make a film about wizards by Disney. He says, the older I get, the more I look for things which are about something, aren't just entertainment, but they must have an effect on somebody. Disney wanted me to do a wizard movie, and I don't do wizard films. It wasn't a good idea. Yeah, it seems, I can't see Ridley Scott doing like a Harry Potter movie. What if Clint Eastwood directed a live action Top Cat? I don't know about that. I guess, Cry Macho was okay, but I like the message behind Cry Macho. Yeah, I mean, excuse me. The little bit that I saw, I mean, I watched the first half of the film. To be honest, I haven't finished. I would say I saw like the first hour. So to be fair, I have to finish watching the film, but I thought it was okay. It's like it was an okay watch. Eastwood is not bad in it. He has some good moments, some good lines, but I don't think the kid actor was the best. But that's just me. Like I thought he did a better job on The Mule. I think The Mule's a better movie. But for Cry Macho, I know that was in development for a long time, back in the early '90s, or back then, maybe not in the early '90s, but maybe in the 2000s or something, that they thought about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like they wanted Arnold for that role, and it went through different actors and different changes in the script. But so that was in development for a long time. But again, it's okay. It's not Eastwood's, best, but yeah, I think that he has one more left in him. I would like to see Eastwood, direct one more if he can, direct one more movie, something that's slightly better, if possible. And again, I know he's getting up there in age. I'm just kind of writing some stuff down here. Arnold's I Am Legend could have worked. I would have, I would love to have seen that back in the day. Um, and I know at some point here, because there is some information. I know that there's been some people out there that have talked about Arnold's I Am Legend, but we have some of that information too, like between me and Studio Red Band, where we could do a discussion on that. Um, it's a lot of information there. Maybe at some point we'll talk about that, sort of the development of that movie and what happened, what happened and whatnot. But yeah, I think it would have been cool back in the day. Um, I don't know what time frame that would have came out, but I would have been aboard. I would have been for that. How would a dark and gritty Inspector Gadget work? That's another one that I'm surprised that fans haven't tried to make at this point. A dark and gritty Inspector Gadget fan movie. Like, I'm surprised that they haven't done that. Like, like a fan made project or a fan made movie for YouTube. If somebody needs to get this message to Sly's wife and his daughter, they want you to direct more, or somebody like a Steven Spielberg should produce a movie and hired him to direct. Exactly. Mallrats is getting a Arrow Blu-ray. That's cool. Believe it or not, I've never seen Mallrats. That's on my watch list. Yeah, I have catching up to do, I know. Let's be honest, Clint Eastwood did not get the respect as a director, and he was about Stallone's age when he did Flags of Our Fathers and Letters from Iwo Jima. Yeah, I mean, I've seen those movies, but I don't remember much about them. Like, I know Eastwood directed those movies, but, yeah, I don't remember much about them. Have I seen The Mask fan film? No, I haven't. I know Fabio, shout out to the Italian Stallion 51. He did reviews for those fan movies. What if they made a dark and gritty Popeye fan movie? Well, Brad Pitt's coming back with a new movie called Bullet Train with Sandra Bullock. And Quentin Tarantino is going to make one more movie. Yeah, Bullet Train sounds cool. I mean, that's actually another film I look forward to this year, if it's coming out this year. But I like Brad Pitt. Let me see what's going on out there. Again, I'm just kind of looking at movie news here. How Scream 6 can bring back Matthew Lillard's Stu. Don't do that. Could an Indiana Jones and the Mummy crossover work? I don't know, but I can imagine if maybe if you did that in cartoon form, maybe. But that's it. You think George Clooney got any respect as a director? I don't think so. I mean, I haven't seen, to be fair, a lot of his directed, like Monuments Men. I haven't seen, so I know he's directed some movies, but I haven't seen a lot of them. Yes, I agree. Scream 6 is not needed. We don't need Scream 6. And I know, again, Scream 5 is making all this money. But again, I'm just not interested. I wouldn't be surprised if they announced a Wishmaster prequel. Yeah, I mean, nothing surprising. When you look at Hollywood now, nothing is shocking anymore. The two FX movies are getting a Blu-ray as a double pack. That's cool. I mean, I've seen the first FX movie. Pretty good movie. I haven't seen the second one, but I need to rewatch the first one again. I have the DVD somewhere, but yeah, FX, that's a good movie. There's nothing out there in movie news. Brian Cox says Johnny Depp is overblown and overrated. Yeah. I don't know about that. John Wick 4 versus Expendables 4. Which upcoming action movie will be better? This really, are we John Wick 4? Why is this even an article? Expendables 4 is going to be direct to video, I bet. The difference is between those two movies, Screen Rant, is that the first three John Wick movies have been great. And Expendables 4, we barely hear about. And you got 50 Cent and Megan Fox. So already you have no cred. Already, just by bringing in those two, Megan Fox and 50 Cent, for a Expendables movie, you have no leeway. You have no dog in the fight. John Wick 4, even though those two movies have not come out yet, but John Wick 4 has already beaten Expendables 4. Should Seth MacFarlane stick to directing? I suppose. How do you feel about Spider-Man 1 through 3 getting a 4K treatment? I mean, I already have the Blu-rays. I mean, I'm just fine with that. I think they should stop with Stranger Things. The cast is getting too old. Do you agree? Well, I haven't seen a lot of, to be fair, I haven't seen Stranger Things, but, I can agree to that. I can agree. But yeah. Yeah, I agree. Expendables 4 is pointless. And, I think it's rather stupid of Screen Rant to debate, which movie is going to be better, John Wick 4 or Expendables 4. Again, when you already put 50 Cent and Megan Fox into the fourth Expendables movie, right there, there is no argument. Right there, you've already lost the battle. No more dark and gritty stuff. What we need is hopefulness in movies now. Exactly. But that's the problem. Hollywood now wants to take every IP from the past and bring it back via a gritty reboot or a remake or, continuation or legacy sequel. And it gets tiring. I think people are just not, people can say, well, what about this new Fresh Prince? And, it's more realistic and gritty and give it a chance. It could be good. Yeah, so good that it looks like it's going to last 5 episodes and then they're going to pull the plug. That's their standard, that's their SOP. with Hollywood is that if people don't watch, and we'll just pull the plug anyway. Exactly. I agree, DJ. As much as I like Christopher Nolan, we can blame Nolan for the dark and gritty stuff of Batman, but a lot of these directors don't have the talent of Chris Nolan. Exactly. You know, excuse me. A lot of these directors, filmmakers now, they want to try to be the next Nolan, but the thing is with Nolan, okay, the Dark Knight trilogy. I like the Dark Knight out of those three movies. That's probably my favorite. But at the same time, for me, the Dark Knight trilogy is not the end all be all. I know by saying that, it's going to put me in hot water. I don't care. I think there's better comic book movies, but the thing is, at the same time, Christopher Nolan knows how to develop interesting characters. I'm not a fan of Christian Bale's Batman, but Christopher Nolan, I mean, he also did Inception, but he does a good job with characters. Filmmakers now, they try hard to be the next Nolan, but they can't develop or, they don't have the talent. For one, they don't have the talent, and they can't get the best out of actors because the talent that they cast, are either one dimensional or, milk toast, milk sops. But anyway, I know that's kind of a whole different thing there, but that's like that could be like a 30-minute discussion rant about how filmmakers now, they try to be, they want to try hard, be excuse me, they want to try so hard to be the next Nolan, by being gritty and dark, gritty and dark and gritty and dark, and but that's all they know. But anyways, John Wick 4, John Wick 4 comes out next year. I think the reason why John Wick 4 is now coming out next year because they want to forget about and kind of get away from the stink of the Matrix 4. I think that's what it is, because the Matrix Resurrections was not good, and I think they want to try to get away from the stink of that movie. Common Rider, what's up, man? Exactly. Don't be the next whatever. Be the next you. And because, and also too, what I thought about is a lot of these filmmakers now feel like their movies have to be 2.5 hours, 3 hours long. That's another problem. That's another reason why they want to try so hard to be Christopher Nolan, because they think, oh, if we can make our movies 2.5. Damn. See, I get to ranting and my throat just dries out. But, they feel like if we can make our movies 2.5 hours, 3 hours long, then we're in that same echelon. We're in that same, we're on that level of Nolan. No, you're not. But that, I know people might disagree and people might, not every movie has to be 2.5 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours. Sometimes it's okay to go back and, cut out stuff, cut out the fluff, cut out scenes you don't need. And that's not just applying to comic movies. I'm not, talking about that. Movies in general, movies today, not everything has to be 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Movies need an editor. That's the problem. Movies need an editor, but they don't believe in that anymore. Yeah, again, I mean, like I said, Spider-Man 1 through 3, getting a 4K. I do have Spider-Man 1 through 3 on Blu-ray, but that's, I'm fine with that. I don't need the 4K of, the first three Spider-Mans. I'm fine with my Blu-rays. To be fair, I'm down to club on that rant video if you want filmmakers to be the next Nolan. Maybe, maybe that'd be like a different. If I ever do a rant video or something like that, I'll let you know. To be fair, movies were long back in the day, but the same with them if they had a nice flow to them. And also Junebug too. I mean, you had quality actors back in the day to help, move the film along. I mean, look at JFK, for example. JFK is a great movie because you have a great cast. Kevin Costner, and all those great actors that are in the movie. It's a long movie, but you have a great cast, great director. Now, any film that is 2.5 hours or 3 hours long, you give us no, characters to really care about. The acting is monotone. It's paper thin acting. Everyone acts like, like they have the screen presence of a piece of cardboard. Thoughts on Edge of Darkness with Mel Gibson? I've never seen Edge of Darkness. Let's see what's out there. Let's look at Cinema Blend. I know if you've never seen it, looking at something like Cleopatra, that movie's over 4 hours, 4.5 hours, and it has a nice flow because of the great accent and directing. Yeah, I mean, I've never seen Cleopatra, but yeah. Do you think Con Air would have been ruined if Michael Bay directed it instead of Simon West? Was Michael Bay considered for that? I can't say that. I mean, Simon West did a great job with Con Air, great action movie. But I don't know. I mean, at that time, Michael Bay, he was doing movies like, Bad Boys and The Rock, Bad Boys, The Rock. I mean, yeah, Armageddon, but I think Michael Bay would have still done a good job on that. Who's worse, James Franco, Drake Bell, or Danny Masterson? Maybe. You know what? I'll say Danny Masterson. Hey, Studio Red Band, what's up? Matt Thomas in the house. By the way, Matt Thomas, my dear friend, Jack Craven, he actually sent me an email a while ago when I was doing this live stream. I'll forward it to you, but Basically, it's about, I don't know if you got this email. This is a new one. It's about Fred Decker's unproduced reboot sequel to Cliffhanger. It's just a podcast link, but yeah. So we'll get up on uh, Studio Red Band, Junebug. We'll have to pick a night to start on that discussion. But anyways, okay. Run over with the train, feed to ogres, melt into goop. James Franco, James Corden, Drake Bell. Okay, I will run over James Corden with a train, melt Drake Bell into goop, and I'll feed James Franco to the ogres. Everyone hated each other working on the last Boy Scout. Even Tony Scott hated other people for working. Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, there was a lot of animosity between Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans, and nobody, to my knowledge, nobody had a good time working on that movie. Maybe Danielle Harris, because she liked working with Damon Wayans. But again, from what I understand, Bruce Willis, Damon Wayans did not get along. And it's sad because, it's such a great movie. And I would love to hear some stories about, working on the film. And, maybe if anything, Damon Wayans could talk about it. But, Danielle Harris, has talked about it. I've seen her at a panel where, she's talked about she liked working on the movie, but she didn't mention any Bruce Willis stories or anything like that. So yeah, it kind of not surprising. But I love The Last Boy Scout. Great movie. I've been offline rabbit prepping. Yeah, that's cool. How's your rabbit doing? For the people that don't, Matt Thomas doesn't mind me saying, but he recently got a pet rabbit. Congrats on that, man. The other thing that really just sucks now is movies are essentially your grandma's little cookie cutter devices. We don't have that imperfection cookie anymore. Exactly. Everything has to be, cookie cutter, and, we can't have any imperfections. We can't have any, you know, um, movies that, movies that don't, if they don't make the money, and then, but that's a good example. I mean, everything has to be in the same mold. Everything has to be made the same way. And if one film doesn't make as much money, or if one film uh, doesn't do gangbusters, or, fall short of this and that, then, we push it aside, we throw it in the trash. No one's willing to, go outside the box. No one's willing to, take that risk, take that jump. Not every movie is going to be a perfect landing. Not every movie is going to be, is going to come out, perfect, and what have you. But that's a good analogy. Yeah, that's a good analogy. But yeah, I don't see anything out there else in movie news land that's worth mentioning. I mean, you know, Jonah Hill responds after people create beef between him and the Mandalorian's Baby Yoda. So apparently, I think that the pandemic, Leonardo DiCaprio made Jonah Hill watch The Mandalorian, and he hated it. And that's fine, whatever. I like The Mandalorian. Yeah. But yeah, I don't see nothing out there worth mentioning. Okay, so force feed rotten eggshells, throw wooden stakes at, and have and have Harry Warden kill Gal Gadot, Rebel Wilson, and Jennifer Lawrence. Oh gosh. Throw wooden stakes at Rebel Wilson, force feed rotten eggshells to Jennifer Lawrence, and have Harry Warden kill Gal Gadot. Gal Gadunkadunk. Thoughts on Seth Rogen? Now, where if you didn't like his Santa Inc. TV show or series, you're a white supremacist, Seth Rogen, get off the weed. Go back to somebody's giving him some bad weed or something. Saying that if people didn't like his Santa Inc. TV show or Santa Inc. series, you're a white supremacist. Seth Rogen's an idiot. Why do we have to realize that streaming services artists made, for TV movies with a budget? Yeah. Ricochet is a dark and scary action film. I've never seen Ricochet. I do have the movie, but I've never seen it. I know it's with Denzel and John Lithgow. Yeah, but like I said earlier, as far as videos coming up, reviews for Escape from New York and Escape from LA, I've just rewatched them yesterday. And I may start reviewing a TV show. Kind of like, one episode at a time. So we'll see how that goes. I have a show in mind, but so I'm trying to pick a day to do that, or whenever that will happen. So yeah, and like I said, reviews right now just going at random. It's whatever I watch. Forced to listen to bad music at full blast, burn their eyes with a blowtorch, throw into a centipede pit. And again, for people out there, I'm just being these questions here. We're just having fun, being tongue in cheek about it. Jennifer Lawrence, Paul Feig, and Harvey Weinstein. I would force Jennifer Lawrence to listen to bad music because out of those two, she is the least offensive. I would blast burn uh, Harvey Weinstein's eyes with a blowtorch, and I would throw Paul Feig into a centipede pit. There you go. And again, we're just, people out there thinking that, take it easy, people. I mean, we're just having fun here. We're joking. We can joke. We can have some fun, especially at Harvey Weinstein's expense. I mean, to be honest with you, he deserves all three of them. Let's blast burn Harvey Weinstein's eyeballs with a blowtorch. And then after that, we'll throw him in the centipede pit. But do you need some guy that was Donald Trump money now just make Hollywood great again? Exactly. I mean, I just think that overall, Hollywood needs to take a break. How about for 5 years? How about, 5 years? That's a good number. Don't make anything else. Don't make anything. I know people are gonna be like, what? But the thing is, you know, especially with all the streaming services that we have now and the endless amount of movies out there and TV shows that we can go back and watch and what have you, you know, all this content that's coming out, all this new content, new shows, what have you, people are just not, let's be honest. I mean, people say that they're watching, but at the end of the day, who really cares? And I know that may sound harsh to, people out there that are into new shows, new content, what have you, but do you ultimately care? Do you really, really ask yourself this question? Do you really care? And I know I'm going on a rant here, but I know maybe I'm just losing it here and going off on these different tangents and what have you. But I just think that, overall, you know, we have enough right now where Hollywood could really take a break for 5 years and I wouldn't miss them because you know what? I have all this back here. I got all these movies back here. I got Blu-rays in my room and there's Tubi. We got Tubi. We got all these different tools that we can search for a movie to watch but anyways, again, I know that's a whole nother tangent right there. The break will not happen. You need somebody to show Hollywood what to do. Yeah. Okay, force feed killer bees, have Homer Simpson strangle and have the Krites. Do you mean critters? Roman Polanski, killer bees. Woody Allen. Have the Krites kill, I guess. Amy Schumer gets strangled by Homer Simpson. Have you seen The Way of the Gun? No, I have not seen The Way of the Gun. I've heard of it, though. Let me see what's out there. I'll go on for a little bit longer here, but it's been fun. I mean, it's been fun chatting with you guys and doing a little bit of ranting today and you know answering questions and what have you. And I'm sorry about the coughs. Like I said, I'm pretty much over the cold that I had last week or the sinus infection, whatever I had. It's just that a little bit of maybe I know I should drink more water. I should definitely drink more water. But for the most part, I'm over it. So it's getting better. Comingsoon.net. See what's going on out there. Netflix subscription blah blah blah. Netflix subscription prices increased in the U.S. and Canada. So if you got Netflix, have the ghoulies kill, force feed dead rats, and smash in the head with a guitar. Drake Bell, Woody Allen, Victor Salva. I would have the ghoulies kill Drake Bell. I would force feed Woody Allen dead rats, and I would smash Victor Salva's head with a guitar. And then I would get another guitar and smash Victor Salva's head in. And I know I'm being, silly here, but fuck that dude. Fuck Salva. But yeah, Studio Red Band, we're gonna get up soon here. This weekend we'll have to get up and do that discussion. But yeah, like I said, at least I have all that back there. DVDs, yeah. I mean, people are like, oh, you collect DVDs still? But at least I know I have them. At least I know that, they're there whenever I want to watch something. I don't have to worry about, streaming service taking my movie away or taking taking away my collection or taking away a TV show. Which do you prefer, Marvel, DC, or Image Comics? Probably Marvel. Yeah, I'm probably going for 10 more minutes here. We've been going for an hour and a half here, but again, it's been fun. I mean, I've had fun this morning, ranting and coughing and ranting and coughing, but it's been fun. So if you guys want to ask any more questions here, in the next 10 minutes, fire away. I mean, I've already looked at plenty of movie news. So we got 6 people watching. Yeah, Silverado is a good movie. I like Silverado. Have a Dr. Pepper with, go kart racing with, and go to the rodeo with Mickey Rourke, Mario, and Billy Bob Thornton. I'll have a Dr. Pepper with Billy Bob Thornton. Go kart racing with Mario, and I guess I'll go to the rodeo with Mickey Rourke. Still love Street Kings. Yeah, Street Kings is a good movie. Uh, really good Keanu Reeves movie. Have a Good Day, Mass Singer. Osmosis Jones, I remember watching that way back when, like in middle school, and that's the last time I ever seen it. Honestly, I can't remember anything about it, other than Bill Murray. Like Bill Murray's in the film, I remember, but I have not seen that film in probably 20 years. I think I was in like 6th grade when I saw that movie. David Ayer's new movie is The Tax Collector, and it was bad. Yeah, I heard. I heard how bad it was. I mean, the trailers didn't appeal to me. I mean, Shia LaBeouf. I don't mind Shia LaBeouf, but it just looked like it looked like a mess. David Ayer is already a hit or miss guy. He's a hit or miss director. I liked End of Watch. Street Kings is good. I would say to me that's his best movie. Um, but I did not care for the Suicide Squad. I did not care for. Um, there's another movie that he's directed I forgot about, but he's a very hit. Again, hit or miss guy. Okay, I haven't seen Harsh Times. Oop, dropped my pen. Do you think that SWAT from 2003 was flawed? Well, I've never seen the movie. I remember when that came out, like I remember some of the marketing from the movie because I remember Lawrence Fishburne's in it. God dang. Yeah, I remember Lawrence Fishburne's in it, Ethan Hawke. Is that the one I'm thinking about? No, that's a different one. Yeah, Colin Farrell's in that movie. I was thinking about the Assault on Precinct 13th remake, but I never seen SWAT from 2003. Never seen that one. So I can't say. SWAT was okay. Haven't seen it forever. Terrible dialogue. Yeah, I agree. Terrible dialogue and sabotage. It's almost as if Rob Zombie had the hand on the screenplay. I mean, one of the first lines in that movie, Sabotage, is who dropped ass? This movie dropped ass. The script dropped ass. See, oh my God. See, I'm talking about Sabotage and I'm getting the coughs. But yeah, Sabotage. Sabotage is not a good movie. I think Sabotage really it's a wasted opportunity because it tries to be David Ayer directed that. I forgot. That's another movie he directed. I forgot David Ayer directed that movie. Yeah, I call it succotage for a reason. Like, it's interesting because I can get behind Arnold as a villain, but at the end of the day, Sabotage is a wannabe Training Day with half-ass directing and half-ass writing and characters that are annoying. It's not the worst Arnold film, but it's definitely probably in this top 10 worst. Yeah, Suicide Squad, yeah. That sucked. That's what I'm saying. David Ayers only for me, I can only speak for myself. He's only directed a couple of good movies. That's it. End of Watch, Street Kings. And even though I haven't seen Harsh Times, but maybe one day I'll check it out. But yeah. But, I think I'll wrap it up here for now. I just want to say thank you guys out there for watching. Thank you for joining in. Everybody out there from Junebug to Studio Reddit Band, movie TV show, Common Writer, Mass Singer, DJ Donnelly, everybody out there who joined in today. Excuse me. Everybody who joined in today, thank you. Again, I apologize for some of the coughs here, but I'm better. So, again, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining in, and I will see you next time. Have a good day and take care.